Hello, my name is William Bowen, and this is my final project for INFS 756 for the fall 2012 semester. The topic I am going to be covering today is Chapter 9, Examples of Cloud Service Providers. Now some of you may ask, why did I choose this chapter? This is the most non-traditional chapter in the book. It actually discusses 8 examples of cloud service providers as opposed to talking about concepts or theories in cloud computing. Basically, the main reason why I chose this chapter is because I really enjoy researching and comparing things. I actually do this in everyday life. I go on, look at features of things, reviews of things, the advantages of one thing to another. I do this from anything from automobiles to electronics to recipes. It's just really a hobby of mine to look into the nuts and bolts of things and what they have to offer over other things. It's also a part of my everyday occupation. I am employed as a systems analyst for a borough here in Pennsylvania, and part of my job responsibilities are to research services, software, hardware, and compare them to other offerings and determine which meets our business needs best. So I actually do this every day, and I really enjoy it. Getting to research and looking into different things, just something I really like. I also feel that it helps me to learn emerging trends and what's new, to look into different services and things that vendors are offering. It helps you see what's upcoming, and what's going to be the new standards. If you look at a lot of the new PCs now that are shipping with Windows 8 and the tablet PCs and the Ultrabooks that Dell and HP are offering, you can really see the emerging trends that the other manufacturers are going to start to offer as well. You also see this with smartphones, with iPhones and the top of line Android phones. A lot of the trends that are appearing with those are things that are going to catch on. So you really get to see what is new in the market and what's upcoming. And I also feel it helps you to learn more about the concepts and reinforce them through what we've learned in this class with our labs and our assignments and our different written assignments. I feel that I've really reinforced all the knowledge I've taken in this class by doing this project and this presentation, because I've got to apply those concepts to what I found with these different cloud service providers I have researched. Now, a little bit of background on cloud computing. I know we've all been studying this semester in this class, and we're all involved in IT in one way or another. Cloud computing has really turned into a buzzword in our industry. You see it everywhere. You hear cloud everywhere. It's really trendy, as I have there in parentheses. Basically, a basic definition of cloud computing, this is according to Wikipedia, is computing resources that are delivered as a service over a network, which is typically the internet. So typically, these cloud computing services that are offered are web-based. So instead of having things in-house, in your server room, in your data center, somebody offers them to you over the internet or over a private network. Now this really contrasts with the traditional client-server relationship that we are accustomed to. I have my client computers, and they run software that interacts with a database on my server, under my roof, in my server room, using my electricity and my network. Instead of that, our client PCs are interacting with a server in somebody's data farm in Texas or in another country. We don't have that server physically in our building, in our possession. And this also contrasts heavily with the physical software model, especially with the software as a service model. Instead of having a Microsoft Office disk with a physical license, physical media, you put that CD in the PC, install the software, you have the license key, you're actually running these software services over the web. So you don't have an actual physical piece of software on your machine anymore. You can access the software from anywhere you get internet access. So it's really changing the way we utilize computer services. Now there are three main service models. These are the three biggest service models of cloud computing. The first I have here is infrastructure as a service, also known as IaaS. Infrastructure as a service is when a vendor gives you the hardware. So they give you a server, they give you, other networking hardware, and they allow you to install any operating system or any software on that server as you wish. So it's just like you have the server in your server room in your building, but the hardware is in somebody's data farm somewhere. Their IT staff handles the maintenance on that hardware. It's their electricity, their networking infrastructure. So basically, you have that server, but it's out of your possession. Software as a service is whenever a vendor offers you software over the cloud. This is typically web-based software services. Platform as a service is whenever a vendor gives you a platform to create and run and manage applications on. So you can actually code applications in many languages on this vendor's platform. So what exactly are we going to discuss today? What we discuss is going to differ a little bit from the text. The text basically gives us 8 different examples of cloud service providers. The text was written in 2009, so it's fairly recent, but I wanted to make sure that I gave us the most recent information possible. So basically what we have is we have 2 infrastructure as a service providers, 2 software as a service providers, and 1 platform as a service provider we are going to talk about. Now for the infrastructure as a service providers and the software as a service providers, I actually did 1 fairly well-known service and 1 maybe not so well-known service. So we could take a look at what the well-known people are doing and what maybe the niche market people are doing, or just the smaller companies are doing. Maybe shed some light on something you really didn't know existed. So first I want to talk about the infrastructure as a service providers that I have researched for this project. The first is Amazon. We all know Amazon. Mainly they got their starting with online shopping. You can find anything on Amazon, from electronics to makeup to food. Anything is available in their stores, new or used. Well, they actually have some great IT services available for personal and business customers, and some great cloud services. Well, their infrastructure as a service model is called the Elastic Compute Cloud, also known as EC Squared. Basically what EC Squared offers us is it allows the creation of virtual machines on Amazon hardware. This is in the form of server instances. So basically they give you the bare metal server, and they say you can put whatever operating system and software on this you want. So you have the ability to create servers on Amazon's hardware. Now the cool thing about EC Squared is you can create servers, and you can increase and decrease the scale of those servers in just minutes. So let's say that you're reaching a high time, you have a lot of load on your servers. You can actually get into EC Squared, and you can create 5 new servers from virtual hard disk files you have in minutes, and have those servers up and running. So it actually meets your demand by being able to increase and decrease the scale of your server environment just in minutes. With other vendors, this can take hours or days. As I said, you can load any software you wish onto your servers. You can use them as database servers, software servers, whatever you please. And as you see with a lot of the vendors we're going to talk about today, a lot of cloud services are pay per use. Amazon's EC squared is paid for usage per hour. Basically what we're going to do is, after we give a general overview of the service, we're going to go on their website, look at some key features, and look at pricing. I have the Elastic Compute Cloud's website here. As you can see, there's a lot of information here. Feel free to get on and look at all of the stuff they have on here to explain the EC squared. Very cool stuff. So as I said, you can get a pre-configured, templated machine image from Amazon to get your servers up and running immediately. So if you get this service, you can get on here and start making servers right away. They have base images. Or you can create your own images containing your applications, your data, your settings, whatever you please. And they actually have a variety of management tools that allow you to control your servers, the networking of your servers. You can look at the network access of your servers. So you have a lot of control over your server environment. And more information about IP addressing and networking settings of your server environment. One of the big things as you look down here through the settings and the features is security. A big concern with cloud computing is security. Where is my data? I quote-unquote don't know where my data is. I want to make sure it's secure. Only I, or people I say can access it, can see it. Well, Amazon actually has a built-in firewall that allows you to restrict who can access your data. You can actually set up to use a VPN to access your server environment through the Amazon Virtual Private Cloud to restrict access. So, cool stuff there with security. And if you look down here through there's more features than I could possibly talk about. A lot of cool stuff that is featured on this infrastructure as a service model. Now, if we take a look at the pricing, there is a free tier. So if you would like to get on here and make some servers, you can actually do so for free. There's a trial. You can do so many hours of different OSs. You see, you can do some Linux instances, you can do some Windows Server instances, and it gives you some general limits here, so you can get on here and try this. What we want to look at for business purposes is the on-demand instances. So basically how Amazon prices the EC squared is by the size of the servers and the type of the servers per hour. So let's say you need a large standard instance of a server. If you have Linux on that box, it's going to cost you about 26 cents per hour of usage. But if you have Windows on that box, it's going to cost you about 40 cents per hour for usage. And of course, there's different levels of server. You get high on demand, high usage, clustered servers. There's different levels, and of course, as features and performance goes up and size goes up, so does the price. So it can be anywhere from 10 cents an hour to almost $4 an hour, depending on which services you choose to use. So that's Amazon. Pretty cool infrastructure as a service service that allows you to build virtual servers and manage them. So next up is GoGrid. I found GoGrid to be pretty cool. Basically, they have a cloud hosting infrastructure as a service, which offers all your hardware needs. They give you servers that you can add software on, put operating systems on. They give you firewalls that you can configure and set up, load balancers that you can configure, and actually SANs, storage area networks, that you can set up and configure to use with your server environment as well. As I read through GoGrid's offerings during my research, they really seem to emphasize hardware and management capabilities with their cloud hosting service. And it is also, like I said, as many cloud services, it is pay per use. They actually use two factors in their pricing schema. It's usage per time, so the amount of space per time, and then your data usage. So as you're sending data to and from servers, it could be like 8 cents a gigabyte, for instance. So let's take a look at GoGrid's offerings. So basically, like I said, you have servers that you can set up, put any software on that you would like. They have firewalls. They have different firewall options, software-based, managed firewall services. So you can set up firewall rules, port forwarding, other security measures to ensure that your data on your servers is safe. They also have load balancers built in, so you can actually put in load balancing to your servers, ensure that one server is not getting hammered while the other one sits dormant, kind of as a fail-safe. So you actually have that in that virtual server environment. And you also have cloud storage. So you actually have network storage attached to your servers that you can utilize. So the other cool thing I kind of saw about the GoGrid service was that you have this management console. With the management console, you can manage your servers, your firewall, your load balancers, your network storage. You can manage that all from one management tool. So it would actually probably make it very easy to manage your server environment and your networking environment through GoGrid, through this management console. The easier and it makes it, the better. So as far as pricing goes, this is what I found. As I said, it is your space on the server per time. So a half a gig cloud server could cost 4 cents per hour. If you make this a terabyte, you know, for instance, it could be $10 per hour. So it's your space per hour. And then, as I said, the transfer rate, here it says it's as little as about 8 cents per gig. So if you transfer a gigabyte of data from your client to the server on GoGrid, it's going to cost you a certain amount of dollars per gigabyte, per terabyte, per megabyte, whatever package you have. So GoGrid. I found GoGrid interesting. I'm a networking guy. I know if a lot of you are taking this class, you're probably networking people as well. I like the fact that they actually emphasized the hardware capabilities of their service. Still makes you feel like you have that networking infrastructure and you can still configure all those pieces to your server environment. Next up, I want to talk about software as a service providers. The first software as a service provider I would like to talk about is Google. We all know Google very well. I think we all know their search engine, but we also know that they offer many other services now. Gmail, one of the most popular webmail apps, and Google Plus, which is their social networking site. So they have a lot to offer as services, but their software as a service model is Google Apps. They have a personal Google Apps and a business class Google Apps service. So basically what Google Apps offers is they offer productivity applications. This promotes collaboration between employees or people and accessibility to the software. So in terms of collaboration, I can have a Word document on Google Apps and 5 other people can be editing that Word document and looking at it with me live. So you can really collaborate on things. Spreadsheets, calendars, there's a lot of things you can collaborate on with Google Apps. And in terms of accessibility, Google Apps are available from anywhere you can have internet. So your smartphone, tablets, laptops, desktops, anywhere you can have internet access, you can utilize Google Apps. Google Apps include mail client, calendars, network storage, and many office applications. It's available on many devices, mobile operating systems such as iOS for iPhones and iPads, and the Android operating system for smartphones and tablets actually have a Google Apps app. So you can utilize your Google Apps on your application on your mobile device. And as I said before, anywhere you have internet, you can access these Google Apps. So it makes it really handy to keep up with it. The standard edition is free. The business edition costs some dollars per user, but it offers more features and some more storage. So let's take a look at Google Apps here. As we said before with Amazon EC², they really emphasize security. They want you to know that any data you have in the Google Cloud is safe. And they utilize encryption and authentication with Google Apps to make sure data transferred is safe and will not get intercepted. A lot of security and reliability. They talk about reliability here. Pretty impressive uptime. So they're telling you that you'll be able to retrieve your data and use your data whenever you need it most. And of course, always backed up. Don't have to worry about losing your data with Google Apps. Here's where we talked about staying connected from anywhere, having your data openly accessible. As I said, with Android phones, iPhones and iPads, Windows Phone, not sure if they are to Windows Mobile 8 yet, and actually surprisingly BlackBerry. They support BlackBerry. They have a BlackBerry app. So you can use Google Apps on your mobile device to stay connected even when you're away from your desk. And as I said, collaboration. You can work together in real time, so multiple people can be looking and editing the same document at once. You can work across distance and work across organizations. So we could be here in the United States, we could have co-workers in China, and we could actually be looking at a spreadsheet together on Google Apps live at the same time. So a lot of features here for Google Apps. Let's actually go through and look at the different apps that are available with Google Apps. First, of course, they have Gmail, which is one of the most popular webmail applications out there. I believe probably everybody has a Gmail account. So Gmail is available with Google Apps, accessible from anywhere. The Google Calendar is another cool thing. You can sync your calendars across every device you have. So your desktop, laptop, cell phone, tablet, you can put things on your Google Calendar, have access to it anywhere. And people can share calendars amongst one another, so you can keep multiple people organized in one calendar. And actually, for those of you who utilize Microsoft Outlook as your email client, there is a piece of software called Google Calendar Sync, which syncs your Outlook calendar to your Google Calendar and vice versa. So it actually can sync items to your Outlook calendar as well to keep you organized in Outlook. Google Drive is their cloud storage feature, similar to Dropbox or Microsoft SkyDrive. Basically just network storage, so you can put files on there and access them from anywhere you have internet access. Google Docs is their Microsoft Office. We're starting to get to the Microsoft Office offerings here. Google Docs is kind of like Microsoft Word or Corel Word Perfect, just a word processing. So you can create documents with images, tables, all those good things, just like Microsoft Word. Sheets is like Microsoft Excel or Corel Quattro Pro, spreadsheets, so you can do formulas and keep things organized in a spreadsheet. And slides is like Microsoft PowerPoint, so you can make presentations, slideshows, and of course in the Google App environment you can work on all these things live, and many people can edit them and view them. Sites is a shared workspace, so you can build and share things in one area. I kind of think this is like Microsoft SharePoint. The Vault costs another $5 a month, but it helps with data archiving and data retention. So if by government regulation or by company policy you have to retain emails or documents, the Google Apps Vault can actually help you with this. So, after we looked at all the apps you get with Google Apps, let's take a look at the pricing. Now, as I said, there is a free version. You can actually get on here, start up Google Apps, and start seeing what it has to offer right now for free. You can use up to 10 users on a free Google Apps account. You're going to get 10 gigs of email space, and you're going to get 5 gigs of Google Drive storage. So you can keep 5 gigs of documents in the cloud, 10 gigs of email, and you get some features. Now the Google Apps for Business is what most businesses are probably going to want to use. It is $5 per user per month, or $50 per user per year, so you save if you just get the yearly, and you get more email space and more features. Now, as I said before, by government regulation or company policy, you need information retention, or you like to archive information, you can do the Business Vault included for just $10 per user per month. And that includes all this plus the data and information retention. Now, we do utilize Google Apps at my place of employment. They are very useful, very cool. We collaborate on documents and spreadsheets a lot, and it's just another way to make your information more accessible. Now, here is the maybe lesser known software as a service I picked out. This is called Help Desk Software as a Service. So basically what Help Desk Software as a Service is it is a help desk application for your IT department. So it allows for ticket management. You can enter tickets, prioritize tickets, assign tickets, all those things for help desk tickets. It actually allows you to create knowledge base articles. So you can create articles on things such as how to change your desktop background, how to change your password, how to log into email, those sort of things. You can create knowledge base articles and refer your users to them whenever they have questions. You can, it supports email integration, so you can integrate email accounts into this. So if you have a distribution list or an address for your help desk, if somebody emails that, it can automatically create it into a ticket. And then any feedback or any replies that you have that you add to the ticket, it can actually email that user back and send them updates. So a pretty handy email integration. There's built-in reporting features. Of course, reporting is important. Number of tickets, time it took to close tickets, those sort of things. It has built-in reporting to tell you those things. And of course, there's always more features. As with the other things we've talked about today, it is pay per use. There are different packages available based on the number of people you will have using the software in your department and the amount of tickets you take in per month. So the reason I looked into this one was because we're all involved in IT one way or the other, and I thought maybe we would find this piece of software interesting because it directly applies to IT. So as I said, basically you can enter tickets, assign them, give them different priorities, kind of the things that most basic ticket systems do. In organization and management, we can create different queues. So let's say in your IT department, you have a hardware section, a software team, a server team. You can actually create different queues for those different teams or sections and place tickets into those sections. You can search tickets with full text search. So if you want to look for all tickets that are concerned with Microsoft Outlook, you can search for Outlook. It'll give you every ticket that has to do with that. If you want to look back and see how you fixed something in the past, or you just want to see all your Outlook tickets. And of course, there's different ticket actions that you can do. You can merge tickets, move tickets to different queues, things like that. Of course, there's full time tracking, so you can track your time spent on tickets. With integration, as we said, there's full email integration, so that's a cool feature. User management, you can assign users rules, give them different permissions based on their role. The reporting module is pretty cool. Reports for managers, so you can see the number of tickets currently in queues, the number of new, the number you're currently working on, and they actually have different templates for popular reports. So you can make reports based on many different things. The knowledge base articles is another cool thing. As I said, you can create knowledge base articles on basic things a lot of users might have questions on, and you can actually categorize them in different topics and folders here to make it easy for users to find information. And another cool thing, it has a mobile app that works with Android, iPhone, once again BlackBerry, very surprising, and Windows Mobile. So you can get on here on the mobile app, look at tickets, see how many are pending. You can reply to tickets, close tickets, assign tickets. You have a lot of functionality on the mobile device. So that's pretty cool. If we take a look at the pricing, basically under the premium plan, your first agent is free. So somebody can get on here and try this for free. But after that first person, it's $12 per agent per month. So you get all the features and you get a silver support package, which I'm guessing is a pretty decent support package. But then there's the team package that actually is very affordable in my opinion. At $49 a month, you can have 10 agents and you can submit up to 500 tickets per month. So I feel this would be a great package for a mid-sized to smaller-sized IT shop. Of course, you get all the features and you still get a support package in case you run into problems with the software. So as I said, I felt like that was a cool software offering for IT. I know many IT shops run their help desk system on Excel spreadsheets or Access databases. We actually had ours on a Access database just up to recently. We recently switched over to Spiceworks for a more feature-rich help desk application. But if you're looking for a help desk application, I feel that one could be pretty cool. So lastly, we're going to look at the platform as a service provider that I researched for this project. And that is Microsoft. Microsoft has a platform as a service product called Windows Azure. Now with Windows Azure, we can build and deploy applications on this platform. You can use, Microsoft Azure claims you can use any language that you wish. So Visual Basic, C++, Java, whatever programming language you write in, you can make applications on many operating systems and build, deploy, and manage them with Azure. They offer websites to host your applications on, servers to store and host your applications on, mobile services so you can access and use your applications and manage your applications on mobile devices, and various other cloud services to help you with creating, deploying, and managing applications. As with the other cloud services we've looked at today, they are pay-per-use, and there's many factors due to just the breadth of features that Azure has for their service. So let's take a look at Azure's website. There's a lot of cool stuff on this website. If you're interested in this, if you're a programmer or an app developer, this is something cool to go on and take a look at. So as I said, any OS, language, database, or tool. So any language that you happen to code in, or any OS that you code for, you can utilize the Azure platform. They claim they have a global data center footprint, so wherever you're trying to deploy or use these applications, there should be a data center somewhere close. And a very good uptime, so your applications will be available. So as I said, they offer many different services, mobile services, VMs to run your applications, websites to host your applications, just many features with Azure. Let's take a look at pricing. This is where things get pretty cool with this website. Of the many different things you can quote-unquote rent from Azure to create and host applications, you can actually go down here and take a look at different usages and figure out how much it would be per month. So let's say we need a 100 gig SQL database for our application. That's going to cost us $175 a month. But we also need 650 gigs of bandwidth. That's going to be another $77 a month. And you can do different support levels too for an additional price. Now I need to run some VMs, so I'm going to do some large, pretty beefy VMs. We're going to do 5 of those VMs. That's going to be $1,100 a month. So you can actually go through here and look at the different services they offer with Azure and play around, do some scenarios, and see how much it would cost to utilize this service. As you see, it can get pretty pricey as you go up in size and performance with these different services. But I recommend that you go on here and take a look at the pricing and see just how much it would be in your sample environment. So that's Azure, a pretty full-featured and cool platform as a service platform. So in conclusion, I talked about 5 different services today, but that's not even the tip of the iceberg. There are many, many, many different cloud services out there to help businesses reach their goals. I haven't even hit the tip of the iceberg, as I said. For me to even hit the tip of the iceberg, I would have to sit here and go over services for probably the rest of my life. There are so many things out there, you just have to go out and see for yourself. Cloud services are only going to become more prevalent, in my opinion. The landscape is changing. As I said at the beginning of my presentation, that client-server relationship is coming to an end. That physical software relationship is coming to an end. At my place of employment, I'm sure as many of your places of employment, we are virtualizing more and more servers. More and more servers are becoming virtualized, and we're starting to look into desktop virtualization. Well, as we start to virtualize our environment, it kind of leads into the cloud services sector pretty easily. So as you virtualize things and things become less physical, it makes it easier to roll over into cloud services. So I feel that as virtualization grows, cloud services are going to continue to grow. So it's only going to become more prevalent. I recommend that you do some research on your own. Go out there, see what interests you. If coding interests you in application development, go look at platform as a service offerings. If software interests you or there's a certain industry you're in, go see the software as a service offerings. If you're a networking person or a hardware person, go look at the infrastructure as a service offerings. Go out there, do some research, see what's out there, apply the knowledge that you have learned in this class. I feel that you're going to look at these things and you're going to say, wow, we looked over that in class, or that was in the textbook, and you're just going to see how much you've learned and how much you can apply it. And finally, just go out there and try a free or trial service for yourself. Get on Google Apps, play around, test the apps, see what's out there, get on EC Squared, get some virtual server space, build a server, just see what these things can do. And then maybe you can see if it can help, you in your professional life with your employer, or if it can even help you in your personal life. I had a lot of fun putting this presentation together. I feel that I learned a lot, reinforced a lot of knowledge I learned in this class, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. Thank you, and have a great day.